Hold up, listen to this. Word on the street is Yo Gotti lined Pooh Shiesty up to hit Gucci Mane. And before y'all jump in the comments talking you reaching, just chill, because what I'm about to break down might be one of the craziest chess plays the rap game has seen in years. This ain't random. These pieces been moving for a long time. Most people just weren't paying attention to the board. January 10th, 2026, inside a Dallas recording spot called Luminous Studios. What was supposed to be a simple business sit-down turned into a federal kidnapping and armed robbery case. Gucci Mane, one of Atlanta's biggest names, was allegedly forced at gunpoint to sign paperwork releasing Pooh Shiesty from his 1017 deal. They took his watch, rings, chain with a 1017 pendant, earrings, and cash. They even grabbed a Louis Vuitton bag packed with watches from people inside the room. But here's the part nobody's really talking about. Nobody's connecting the bigger play. Everybody locked in on Pooh Shiesty, everybody watching Big 30, folks arguing about whether Gucci talked too much, but the one name sitting above all of this, the one with the most to gain, is Yo Gotti. And by the time this breaks down, you might start seeing how this could have been a full chess move. Gucci as the target, Pooh as the piece, and Gotti trying to control the whole board. Let's get into it. To understand why January 10th even happened, you gotta rewind all the way back. Not just the Pooh's rise, but the whole triangle. Gotti, Gucci, and that Memphis versus Atlanta energy. Let's start with Gucci Mane. He built 1017 Records from the ground up. This man isn't just a rapper, he's one of the most influential label bosses Atlanta has ever seen. He spotted talent early and moved before the industry caught on. He was rocking with Young Thug before the world knew his name. He was putting artists on when nobody else believed. 1017 wasn't just a label, it was a system, a pipeline, and Gucci ran it on his own terms. Now look at Pooh Shiesty, real name Lantrell Williams Jr., straight out of Memphis. When he first came up, he was independent, grinding, dropping music, building his buzz from the ground up. His early record, Hell Night in 2019, started catching real attention across the South. Gucci saw what Memphis already knew. This dude had star power. So in 2021, Gucci signed him to 1017 in a joint deal with Atlantic Records. That's a major move. You got a respected street imprint and a major label backing at the same time. Pooh Shiesty had everything lined up to blow, and he did exactly that. His project Shiesty Season dropped and shook things up. Back in Blood with Lil Durk went crazy. Pooh was everywhere. He was on a straight path to becoming one of the biggest names in the game, and Gucci had him locked in. But hold up. Here's where things take a turn. Just as his career was taking off, the feds stepped in. Bay Harbor, Florida, a Miami strip club situation. Federal.
After pleading guilty to a gun charge in Miami federal court, the case against Lantrell Williams Jr. stems from 3 shootings during the past 2 years, 2 of them happening right here in.
Hold up. This is where things start getting real interesting. While Pooh Shiesty is locked up, the industry doesn't pause for nobody. Labels keep moving, artists keep getting signed, and the money keeps circulating. Meanwhile, Gucci Mane is sitting on one of the hottest young talents, but he's forced to wait it out. Now here's the real question. Did Gucci actually hold Pooh down while he was locked in? Did he move like a real boss and take care of his artists the way the streets expect? Because once those questions started floating around, that's when the whispers turned into real talk. And those answers? Yeah, they're what sparked everything that later went down in Dallas. Now listen to this. We got to talk about Yo Gotti, because this is the piece most people keep skipping over. Gotti and Gucci ain't got some light internet beef. This runs deep, way before social media narratives. This is personal history, long-standing tension, something rooted way back that most people don't even fully remember. And on top of that, Gotti's CMG label is a powerhouse right now. He's got Moneybagg Yo, he's got ESTG, and he knows how to build artists into real stars. So when Pooh Shiesty got out in October 2025, Gotti didn't waste time making moves. Early 2026, just weeks before that Dallas situation, reports say Gotti reached out with an offer for Pooh to join CMG. Now think about that for a second. This is a man with history against Gucci trying to sign Gucci's most valuable artist. That's not just business, that's strategy. But here's the problem. Pooh was still locked in to that 1017 deal. And this is where it gets wild, no cap. Pooh wanted out. After doing 3 years in federal prison, he came home thinking different. He did his time, paid his dues, and now he wanted full control.
Pooh Shiesty is out of federal prison. Court records show the Memphis native, whose real name is Lantrell Williams Jr., was released from a Pennsylvania facility after serving time for a gun charge in Florida. Williams was sentenced in 2022 to just over 5 years for conspiring to possess firearms tied to drug trafficking and violent crimes. His attorney confirmed the release, saying,
Listen to this. Sources close to the situation say Gucci Mane wasn't about to let his biggest asset just walk away like that. Think about it from Gucci's side for a second. You sign a young Memphis artist, he blows up fast, then he catches a federal case and ends up sitting down for 3 years. You've been holding that contract the whole time, waiting for him to come home so you could finally cash in on that momentum. And the moment he touches back down, he tells you he wants out. Nah, Gucci wasn't going for that. So the talks hit a wall. Pooh Shiesty started feeling boxed in, and that's when things allegedly started shifting off the paperwork and into the streets. Because when doors don't open in the boardroom, some people start looking for other options. What happened next had everybody stunned. January 10th, 2026, Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, his father Lantrell Williams Sr., and several others made that trip to Dallas, Texas. The meeting was reportedly set up as a contract discussion, a business sit-down. That's what Gucci thought he was walking into. But according to the United States Department of Justice, what actually went down was completely different. 9 individuals allegedly coordinated what was described as an armed takeover inside Luminous Studios in North Dallas. Pooh Shiesty allegedly pulled out an AK-style pistol and aimed it at Gucci Mane. At that moment, the meeting was over. Gucci was forced onto a couch, weapons were pointed at him and the 2 industry professionals with him. Big 30, whose real name is Rodney Wright Jr., allegedly blocked the exit, making sure nobody could leave. Under pressure, Gucci Mane signed paperwork releasing Pooh Shiesty from his 1017 contract. But hold up, it didn't end there. After the papers were signed, the group allegedly robbed everyone inside. Watches, jewelry, cash, even a Louis Vuitton bag filled with more watches were taken. One person was reportedly choked to the point of nearly passing out. And here's the part that really makes you pause. Somebody allegedly recorded the entire situation on a phone.
On January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lantrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness. Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping.
Hold up. This is the detail that really flipped everything. One of the stolen items had an Apple AirTag inside it, the type you toss in a bag to track it if it ever goes missing, the type you forget about when things get hectic. Law enforcement used that AirTag to trace the movement of the stolen items and connect the suspects. That one small device helped piece together the entire case. Now listen, this is where people really started connecting dots. The real question isn't just what Pooh Shiesty did, it's why he felt bold enough to even try it. 9 people drove from Memphis to Dallas for what turned into a federal kidnapping and armed robbery situation. That's not random, that's organized. That's planning, coordination, and multiple people all agreeing to move. And that level of coordination usually comes with confidence. Confidence that something is waiting on the other side. And on the other side, people keep pointing at Yo Gotti. Think about the timing. Gotti allegedly offers Pooh a deal early 2026. Pooh was still locked into Gucci Mane's contract. Gucci refuses to release him. Then suddenly, days into January, a group drives to Dallas and forces a release at gunpoint. The street's been talking about that timeline heavy. Some sources point out that Gotti and Gucci's tension runs deep, way beyond surface-level rap beef. And there's been speculation, let me be clear, speculation, not confirmed, that Gotti may have had awareness of what was being planned, that his interest in signing Pooh helped create the motivation behind what went down. Now, has Yo Gotti admitted anything? No, he hasn't said a word publicly. He hasn't been charged. He's not named in any federal paperwork. But here's the part that keeps people thinking. The way everything unfolded is hard to ignore. Why did Pooh think this would work? Why did 9 people agree to make that move? What was the plan after the paperwork got signed? Was he just going to walk into CMG with a forced signature and say he's free? That's not how contracts work. That's not how the industry works. You don't break a legal deal with a gun. That paperwork wouldn't hold up anywhere. So what was the real play? Some in the industry believe it was never about legality. It was about pressure. It was about putting Gucci in a position where going public would hurt more than letting Pooh walk. In certain circles, situations like that don't go to court. They get handled differently. And whoever set this up understood that mindset. Except this time, Gucci didn't stay quiet. After everything, Gucci Mane went straight to authorities. He gave a statement to the Dallas police and identified the people involved under oath. During a federal hearing, an FBI agent confirmed that his statement played a major role in building the case. And when that hit the internet, yeah, everything exploded. The culture split instantly. One side said he did what anyone would do after being robbed and threatened. The other side started calling him out, bringing up old clips, questioning his stance. Even viral moments started circulating, including footage of someone tossing his book, the autobiography of Gucci Mane, off a ledge. Meanwhile, DJ Academics jumped in, saying from what he saw, Gucci and others cooperated and identified Pooh and Big 30. He even mentioned how social media helped link identities, and he said straight up, if he was in that position, he would have done the same. But hold up, here's the other side people overlook. Pooh Shiesty's defense team came out swinging. His lawyer, Bradford Cohen, questioned the evidence, pointing out there was no recovered contract, no video proof of the signing, and delays in arrests. He asked why it took months if everything was so clear. Big 30's attorney, Arthur Horn, said his client went there for music, not crime, and denied any role in a robbery. Then another lawyer, John Helms, stepped in, saying the government's version doesn't tell the full story. According to him, things aren't always what they seem in this business. Right now, Pooh Shiesty is locked up, denied bond, facing serious charges that could end his career and more. And remember, he was already on home confinement with an ankle monitor when this allegedly happened. His father got bond but is on house arrest. Big 30's bond got paused. Others are still caught in the system. Meanwhile, Gucci didn't just talk, he went to the booth. On April 10, 2026, he dropped Crash Dummy, produced by Zaytoven. In that track, he broke everything down, walking into what he thought was business and realizing it was a setup. He talked about being greeted by people who were plotting on him. He reminded listeners he supported Pooh while he was locked up, and that line hit different. You went out like a real crash dummy. That phrase carries weight. A crash dummy is someone who takes all the damage while someone else stays clean. And that's exactly what Gucci was implying, that Pooh got used, that someone sent him into a situation that could cost him everything. So now the question gets deeper. Who really benefits from all of this? Who wins if Gucci's image takes a hit and Pooh ends up facing life? The internet went crazy breaking that record down, but real ones started asking, when Gucci said he felt betrayed, who was he really talking about? Because Pooh was the one locked up. That betrayal sounds bigger than just him. Even Rick Ross stepped in, speaking on how he once tried to bring Gotti and Gucci together, hinting that their tension has been real for years. And that confirmed something. This isn't just rap drama, this goes deeper. Let me be real for a second. This whole situation exposes something bigger in the industry, the power imbalance between artists and labels. Pooh Shiesty isn't the first artist to feel stuck in a contract, and he won't be the last. But here's the truth, there are legal ways to fight that. Lawyers, lawsuits, negotiations. What allegedly happened in Dallas, that's not business, that's federal. And now a young artist with major potential is facing life behind bars. That crash dummy line hits way different when you look at it like that. Because if any of these theories are even partially true, If someone behind the scenes knew what was coming or benefited from how it played out, then Pooh really did take the fall. He's the one locked up. He's the one denied freedom. And Yo Gotti, he's still running CMG, still active, not charged, not named, completely untouched legally. That either means he had nothing to do with it or somebody played this very clean. And real talk, the cleanest moves are the ones nobody sees until it's too late. Now there's also a bigger conversation happening about street code versus real life. Gucci cooperating reignited that debate heavy. On one side, he was allegedly a victim of a serious crime. What else is he supposed to do? On the other side, his image was built on not talking to authorities. So now people are holding him to that standard. And that contradiction has got the culture split. Right now, this is where things stand. Pooh Shiesty is in federal custody, denied bond, facing serious charges that could end his career and more. He was already under supervision when this allegedly happened, which makes it worse legally. Big 30 is still tied up in the case, his father is restricted, others are still dealing with the fallout. The key contract hasn't even been recovered yet. Gucci Mane is out here talking and dropping music, and Yo Gotti officially has no connection to the case. But let's be real. The streets don't run on official. They run on patterns, timing, and who benefits. And when you line everything up, the history, the